this is Peggy for Cropstop.com, and I am so excited. Someone has been listening to me about how I needed things to do masculine cards. This is what I want to show you what we're going to do tonight. We are going to use a couple of different products. Isn't this like just too stinking cool? Of course I'm going to give this to Steve for Father's Day. He won't notice that he's filming, you know. Let me just show you some of the things I used. Here is what I am so excited about. This is one of the embossing folders from, obviously, Cropstop, but this is one of the special ones from Crafts2U, and it's little tools. Now, I know you really can't see it on here, but maybe I can bring this in a little closer and the camera can see the tiny little wrench and the screwdriver and the saw and the hammer. Oh, I mean, you can use this for Father's Day, birthdays, thanks for the honey-do list that you got completed. Just all kinds of masculine things that we can do, and I'm really looking forward to using it. So thank you, Crafts2U for that folder. So we're going to use that. Then, something I haven't used in a while that I really enjoy using is Tattered Angels. This one is the Glam. Now, I'll be honest with you, I got it mixed up with the Glam, oh, I don't know what all they are. But anyway, this is one of my favorite ones. Oh, I know the other one's the Glaze. And the one thing I want to make sure that you know about this is when you're shaking it up, I think the camera can maybe see all of that glitter on the bottom. Maybe not. It's just a different color. You don't go shake like this. You want to kind of wound it around. Now, especially you do that in your Tattered Angels because those are spray bottles. But I think you need to do it this way too, so it really, oh yeah, that's looking good inside of there. This is one of my favorite colors, by the way, Espresso Bean. I kind of like the rustic kind of looks. Now, this is one of their other ones called Glimmer Glaze, and I'm going to use a little bit of that. And again, all of the glitter is on the bottom, and so I kind of give it a shake, tap it a little, get it loose, and you see when we pour it out on the paper, it's starting to go up in there. This one needs a little more shaking, so we're going to use that. Then I'm going to bring these back in. These are the ink pads I showed a while back from Inkadinkado. They are so cool because they snap into each other, and there's your little ink pad. So they're all together. And then the name of it's right in the top, so you know what color you're using. So, okay, I need Pine Green. There's Pine Green. And I like these for storage. Now, I obviously have hundreds, truly hundreds of ink pads, but when you're working in a small area, or if you're going to go to a crop or a party or something where you're going to be doing scrapbooking or card making, these are absolutely perfect. And of course we used our Memento. Well, hey, let's get started. Let me show you how to do this. Now, the one thing, a lot of you may already know this, but I like to repeat it because there might be somebody out there that's never seen it before. When you're using the embossing folders, there's what I call the innies and the outies. The innies are right here. You can, it's a dip in it. The outies are on the outside. So you're embossing, so you want to push up this direction. So if this is the front of the card that I want to use, or the front of the paper I want to use, I want to push up through there. Then I want to make sure that that's on the bottom so that it will push up through there. Then when you're embossing, you're going to use an A plate with the Cuttlebug, an A plate and two B plates. You're going to stick your A plate, B plate, folder with the paper in it, then another B plate, and then you're just going to roll it through. Now, my table won't hold this very well, but you can see how nicely that goes through. And we'll just move the little Cuttlebug over to the side. And then you can see how nice. This is another feature that I'm very excited about with the Crafts2U folders. Oh my goodness, it's really embossed. The embossing is so deep and it's just really, you can just do so much with this. Like, if you wanted to, you could just take an ink pad and go over this really light, and it would just accent all of your little tools. There's so much you can do when you get a really good emboss. The other thing I really like about the Crafts2U, and I'm not sure if I can really demonstrate this, there is a slit in the top of this folder. Now, I personally think it's there for a reason. My reason, I don't know why they put it there, they don't tell you. But what I like to do, if I'm doing a strip to go on my scrapbook page, I think this is about 2.5 inches. I can take, you know what, let me just fold a little hunk and show you. I can stick it through there. Oh, I might not have made it small enough. Oh, let me just rip a little more off of there. That might be more like 2 inches. What do you think? More like 2? Yeah, it might be. But still, you could do this as a border. So, say for instance I'm doing this and it's a really long piece of paper. I can emboss, pull it through, emboss, pull it through, emboss, and I can do a 12-inch if I needed 18-inch, whatever I needed. So that's why I believe they put that little slit in there just for me to be able to do that. So that's kind of a really neat feature. Okay, back to the show. Now let me show you what we're going to do here. Some of the tools that are very important with this is a paper towel. Now you can see I've used this one before. I do not throw away my paper towels after I do projects like this, because then I will tear them and I will make flowers out of them. So let's start with this one. Now these do not have a paintbrush in the top, so I just pour it on and use my little foam thing. The other nice thing Tattered Angels did for you, if you store your bottles, which I do, they put a nice little identifier paper on top and then put the color. And I don't know if the camera can pick up the little flicks of glitter in there, but they're in there. Alright, so here's the way Peggy does it. I pour a little. Actually, you can see I really do a lot. And then I just start painting it around. And again, as you see, I'm using my craft mat, and that makes it really nice because I don't have to worry about the surface. And if you don't have one of these, I know I've said it a bazillion times, you really do need one because they're just awesome to work on. And also you can use your heat tool on here, which is very nice, and it won't melt your table underneath. I like to just block it all over there, blop, blop, blop. There we go. And I don't worry about getting it on my fingers because if it doesn't wash off right away, it'll wear off. There we go. Okay. Alrighty then. I'm going to close that back up so I don't spill it because, you know, I probably would. Then what I do, I don't like to blop it all off of there. I like to leave a lot on. However, I do want to get this up so I don't mess everything up. And then I do kind of blop in a few areas, just like that. Now, let me hit this with my heat gun, and I'll be right back. Now, I went over to the table and heated this up with my heat tool, but I told you that you can use this as a heating surface as well. But when I'm doing things like this, I went to a convention years back, and this lady showed how she took the aluminum foil and she wrapped it around a piece of cardboard, and then she uses these little, you know, our little handy-dandy clothespins. And it's really nice when you're heating it up because then you don't burn your fingers with that heat blowing out of there. So I really do like this little tool, and it's pretty reasonable to make. So there you are. So that's what I did. And then I'm not sure, I really wish the camera could, I don't know if it can, but there are all these little flicks of glitter in there. It's just really neat, really neat. Now let me show you what we do next. We're going to bring in a little bit of the glam, and I'm going to spin it around and try and get some of that off of the bottom. I don't put a lot of this color on there because I want to accent it too. Come down off of there. There we go. I want to accent it. Now this one does, I forgot to tell you that part, this one does have like a little fingernail polish thing. You know, I wonder if that would work on your fingernails. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of a weird color. Oh well, I don't think that's what it's for. So I like to just go over the areas where there were the wrenches because they were kind of silvery. And this is a pewter color. It just adds a little. You know, I just like layering things and adding different little colors. Oh, I mean, I missed a couple up here. I like that one. Blade. There. Alright. Now, again, what I'm going to do is to bring in my paper towel and just blot it a little because I don't want it in a big glop. I just want it to accent it. And you might think, well, yeah, Peg, you're wiping it all back off there. But really, I'm not because it soaks into the paper really nicely. And it just gives you that extra little glow. Now, the next thing that I did, let me find the color that I used. There it is here. When this was dry, now I'll try not to do it where I just put the glaze. But what I did on my other card, I don't know if you can see, so that it looked kind of leathery, I went back with some of the ink and rubbed it in there. So let me show you how I mean, there's no magic word to that. But I just kind of did this, rubbed it in, and then I took my finger and just rubbed it. So it kind of gave it a leathery look. You know, more masculine than normal. Isn't that handy, just having that little holder right there? Let me just stick her back in there, and then they don't dry out. And that's all I did to that paper. And remember, it started out like that. Isn't that just too stinking cool? I love it. So let me bring back in the card and show you what else I did here. These two little tools I cut using the Cricut, and I used the Boys Will Be Boys cartridge. And this was a stamp from a long time ago from, oh, I don't remember the stamp company, but you can use any Father's Day stamp, you know, words, happy birthday, anything for masculine. Then I don't have time to show you, but I want to tell you how I did my little brads here. I used to have brads that look like screws, like those screw heads. So on these, I dipped them. First, I put them in Versamark ink pad, which is the clear embossing ink pad. Got them juiced up, put clear embossing powder on because they were already silver brads. Put a layer on, put it in the embossing powder, heated it up again, put another layer of embossing powder, heated it up again, put a little bit more the embossing powder. While it was still warm, I took a craft knife and I just put little crosses in it to make them look like little screws. So that's how you do that. Because I don't know who made those screws that I bought, or those brads that look like screws, and I can't find them again, so I just make my own. So there you are. That's my card. Oh, and I did a little stitching with my little Janome sewing machine around the edge there. And there you are. There's my card for Father's Day. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next one. Have a great day. Bye.